We have one more who will be joining us any minute. So
Starting now.
yeah, just give it a minute and we'll start the session. All right, we have a good number of people already joining us in. We'll just give it 20 seconds and we'll start.
So, Prajit, yeah, can you see me? I switch
Yes.
camera. Okay.
Yes, Suman. It's a bit, I mean, I have a bit space on your head, so if you could tilt your laptop or something. Yeah, this is perfect, actually. Yes, this is fine.
Thank you.
Thank you, Suman. Yeah. I think we'll start now. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for today's webinar, AI at Scale Blueprint for Cloud Innovation, hosted by ISMG in partnership with Sify. I am Prajit Nair, Senior Associate Editor at ISMG, and I'll be your moderator for this session. We are at a fascinating inflection point. Enterprises across industries are moving into an AI-first era where cloud platforms aren't just enablers, they are the foundation for deploying and scaling AI responsibility. But with the opportunities of LLMs, SLMs, and generative AI come challenges around infrastructure, readiness, governance, FinOps, and sustainability. Over the next hour, we'll unpack strategies, use cases, and real-world lessons to help enterprises accelerate AI adoption with secure, scalable, and cost-efficient cloud models. To deliberate further, join me to welcome Pushpendra Kumar, Regional Business Head, Cloud and IT Managed Services at Sify Technologies Limited, and Pramod Bhandiwad, Head AI and Software Development at Sify Technologies Limited. But before I hand over it to both of you guys, we have a quick poll for all of you throughout the session. Your screen will have a pop, and make sure you vote. It gives us a response that helps shape further conversation. Well, let's take the first poll right now. I'll request ISMG team to please go ahead with the first poll. Yeah. Where is your organization in its AI adoption journey? Just exploring use cases, piloting AI models, scaling in production, already running large-scale AI workload, not started yet. I'll just give few seconds, and I would request all of you participants here, attendees, please vote, because these poll will drive our conversation ahead. Also, I would request all of you, there's a Q&A box from where you can drop questions if you have any questions for our panelists, for Sify teams, and I'll be happy to take them. There is a Q&A box and chat box. Please feel free to share your questions there. All right, so are we getting any more answers?
It's giving me a prompt that host and panelist cannot vote.
Oh, I think it's for attendees right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yes, I can still see the responses coming in.
All right, let's just give 10 more seconds and then we can hand over it to Sify team. But any guesses, Pushpen, Pramod, and Richa, Uma Maheshwar, our panel members here, what do you guys think? What kind of vote we are going to get?
I think piloting will be in the top.
Piloting, Uma Maheshwar says. All right.
Because that's where we are in.
Started using or they are piloting now?
All right. All right.
It is a guess. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, before we get the answers, let me hear it from Pushpendra, Pramod, and Richa as well.
Rajit, see, in across all the sectors, so you'll find organizations who are actually the trendsetters. They adopt the new technology, as soon as they can, and then probably there are organizations which follow them. They would want to try something which is tested and understand the risk and other things as well, and that is how it goes. So I agree with Uma and others that yes, the pilot is going to be on a higher side, but at the same time, most of the customers will be at the initial stage as well.
Right, right.
Any vendor discussion? I just want to add you. Any vendors discussion is starting with AI. And they are also coming, we are giving this, that, agentic AI, all these things. So any vendor discussion, any OEM discussions.
Absolutely.
Right. Quickly, Pramod and Richa, what's your thoughts? And we'll get our answers.
No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Either that or maybe a few who are scaling as
All
well.
right. All
Yeah.
right. Team, can we have the answers, please? All right. So 34% says it's exploring use cases, 22% in piloting AI models, scaling in production 14%, already running large scale AI workloads 9%, 20% says they have not started yet, but I feel like they must be interested. And there's any thoughts on these answers? From Sify team, I would like to start with you guys. What do you guys think?
Yeah, so see, it's if we talk about AI, right, it is not only the GPU or the infrastructure, as Dr. Jagannath has rightly said that every vendor, every customer, be it the large enterprise segment, government segment, or the mid market, they are talking around AI, and it is all about the use cases, how we are going to justify the ROI, what is the value add that we might get, adopting AI, and that is how and this. The percentage, if you'll see, it indicates about these things only.
Right, right. I think this is a good example we got for our further discussions. I would hand over it to Pushpendra and promote to you guys, and we can run with your presentation, and then Behead will have our panel discussion, and we can discuss more on the same. Right? Thank you.
Yeah,
Handing over to you.
thanks.
Yes.
Thanks, Prajit. Let me know once my screen is visible to you.
Yes. Yes, it is.
All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining in, giving us your precious time. Since we all were discussing, AI is a buzzword today. Everybody is talking about AI, and I was also stating that AI is not only the infrastructure or GPUs, and that people are talking a lot these days, but it is about the complete stack. It starts with the strong data center facility, and then the network, silicon, then on top of it, the models, AI agenting, and all those things. Other important thing is that it is about use cases as well. So we need to identify the right use cases which can add value in the organization. Today, all the CXOs or CIOs like you, board members are having conversation with all the CIOs and CXOs, and they were trying to understand that how AI can generate a new revenue stream for them. In some of the conversations with some of the CIOs, they were trying to understand if you infuse AI in our systems or the solutions, what is going to be the optimization that we might get, what is going to be the ROI that that will be there against the investment that we are talking on the AI side of it. And that is how we are going to have a conversation around it. So I'll quickly start. Yeah. All right. So, we are in the industry from last 30 years, and basis, our experience having conversation with customers like you, we understood that some of the priorities that, CIOs are looking forward to today is, robust security and data governance, compliance and sovereignty is another important thing, right? So if I talk about quickly, about the sovereignty, so it is not only data should be residing in India, full stop. No, that should not be the case. Sovereignty is more about the control. It is not about the isolation. It is more about the control. It is about what is the law of the land. So for example, if somebody is promising that data is going to reside within India, but it is being governed from some other country, then that's a problem there as well. So that's another important or the priority of our CIOs today. Then the hybrid and the legacy integration. So cloud repatriation, hybrid cloud solution, multi-cloud solution is something that CIO would want to understand as to how they can take it up for their requirements and solving their problems. Cost optimization and FinOps. This is the priority since the day people have started moving on the cloud from on-premises. Since then till today, this is one of the biggest priority that all the CIOs are having currently. Then the business agility, scalability, AI analytics, multi-cloud flexibility, sustainability is another important point since the digital footprint is increasing day by day. And that is how the footprint of data center and the similar offerings are coming in the market. We'll have to ensure that whatever we are creating as a solution, it should run on a low energy systems, and we'll have to optimize that as well. So that's another area that probably CIOs are also looking forward to. And if we take a one step back and we quickly discuss the stages of all the customers' journey, towards cloud. So few years back, when customers were planning to move on the workload from on-premises or a dedicated infrastructure or a environment to the cloud environment, at that point in time, they were facing some challenges like what should be the contract model? It should be on pay-as-you-go or on RI, or a combination of it, or should we go ahead with infra as a service? Then platforms get launched. Should we move on the platform, or infra is solving our problem or not? It should be on public cloud or private cloud. Then the visibility. So all these challenges that customers were facing. Then when they moved on the cloud, then there were different challenges that they were facing, and which includes the security, which includes the threat intelligence. Billing shock was the one of the biggest problem that they were facing. Governance was another challenge that they were facing. And in today's era, when people are talking about modernization, they are talking about the futuristic solutions, like AI deployments, automation, microservices architecture, cost control. So these are another area of challenges that the customers are facing. So based on these challenges, our experience with the customers, and some of the reports like Gartner reports, ID reports, and so on and so forth, we created some of the solution for all the sectors today, or the segments or the industry today. And I'll quickly cover. So we have started investing a lot in the futuristic solution, and which starts with the network services. So we are the only organization today who is who are having 3 cable landing stations: Mumbai, Chennai, and Kolkata. And this capacity of these pipes are equal to the capacity of other providers put together. So this kind of investment that we have done in the network side of it. We have also ensured that all the major cities have the data centers. So we do have 14 data centers in 6 cities in India, and all these data centers are tier 3, tier 4 data centers. And this is our own data centers that we have built from the scratch. So that's another investment that we have done. Now, since people are talking about edge locations, the solution around edge, we have also invested in edge locations as well. So we are coming up with 2 new edge data centers in Chandigarh and Lucknow. And these are not small data centers, because generally the perception is if it's an edge data center, it will be on a it will be a smaller DCs. It will be a full-fledged data centers that we are coming up with. Not only these 2, probably by the end of Q3 or start of Q4, we'll be coming up with other edge data centers as well, like Jaipur, Nagpur, Ahmedabad, Bhubaneswar, Visakhapatnam. Idea is that we should cover all the tier 2 cities for different segment customers, or the industries which are actually functioning from those locations and would want to utilize the edge locations. So this is what the investment is around edge. We do have our own cloud platform, which we call it Cloud Infinite plus AI. We are also partnered with AWS, Azure, Google, and OCI. So we do have 360-degree solutions available for our customers. Another important part is that most of the hyperscalers or the public cloud provider are hosted within our data centers only. So that's the trust that we have built on these big providers. And we can also create the hybrid solutions, a true hybrid solution wherein we can put the workload on multiple cloud infrastructure as well. So that's another advantage. As I stated, AI training can be done at the metro DCs, and inferencing can be done at the edge DC. That's another advantage that we are coming up with. Another good part is that we are the only organization wherein the data centers are NVIDIA, DGX, and HGX certified facilities with 130 kilowatt per rack, and it can go up to 200 kilowatt as well if it's a air cooled system that we are going to consume. So these are the investments that we have done. I would want to quickly cover the offerings around cloud and AI platforms that we have. So I'll start with the bottom layer, which is network. So which is our core business. We provide internet lease line, we provide MPLS, point-to-point connectivity, to our customers, SD-WAN, secured SD-WAN, and the global cloud connect. So we do have 360-degree offerings around the network services. And on top of it, if I talk about the infrastructure layer, so I would want to cover quickly, few important things. 3, 4, 5 years back, customers have stopped talking about the generic cloud of offerings. They've started asking questions to people like us that what is in it for me? Do you have anything which is specific to my industry? Do you have anything specific to my requirement? And that is how we have started building the vertical clouds for our customers. And we started with the government community cloud, which we call it GCC. Which is MITI empaneled and STQC audited. It's a separate public cloud offering for all the government customers. The second vertical cloud that we have gone ahead with was the SAP HANA Grade. For the entire HANA workload, we run on this particular platform, which has been audited and certified by SAP. Similarly, for BFSI and banking sector, we have created a separate cluster, which we call it Sovereign Fin Cloud, which is completely based on the guidelines of RBI and SEBI, which, probably the top 10 banks are hosted out of our data centers and using, solutions like Sovereign Fin Cloud. So this is the vertical cloud that we have created. Apart from it, we have, our own cloud infinite plus AI that I was talking about. Under this, we have 3 offerings. The first is the public cloud offering, the generic public cloud offerings that we have, which we call it VPI. Similarly, under the same orchestration, we have another offering that we call VPE, which is Virtual Private Enterprise Grade. This is a complete private cloud setup we create for the customer and give it to them as a service. For which we procure the hardware, software, we create a dedicated private cloud, top it up with our managed services and give it to the customer as a service. So that's another offering. And some of the segments like BFSI, they would want to put some workload on bare metals. So we are offering bare metal as a service as well. So under one orchestration that we call Infinite CMP Cloud Management Portal, under which customer can manage and monitor all these 3, the product or offerings that we have. Not only these 3, plus the vertical clouds that we have created, but at the same time, customers can monitor and manage the hyperscaler cloud as well, with, be it Oracle, Google, Azure, or AWS. So that is what, our CMP, the orchestration layer which provides. On top of it, security is probably one of the most important layer, wherein, there are few offerings which are bundled because we have created the vertical cloud on the guidelines of, the government or the, public sector organizations. So we do provide clean pipe, DDoS protected, internet bandwidth. We do provide firewall. All the options are available, whether it's a dedicated appliance or the soft firewall or NSX kind of firewall, and customers can, put their own policies on top of it. And also we provide the security groups, for all the east-west traffic. So that's the, security feature and functionality that comes along with our cloud offerings. And the another beauty is that customers can probably, pick and choose other, security services or features like, if they want PAM, IDAM, PIM, SIEM, VAPT. So customers can pick and choose those services and can consume it. On top of it, the professional services layer, we do have certified people, the qualified, people within our organization, which provide the professional services, which includes the cloud assessment. It can be manual assessment and can be tool-based assessment as well. At the same time, optimization, the migration, from on-premises to public cloud or any one cloud to another cloud or on a dedicated kind of environment, we can provide that. FinOps is another important tool which is already, our CMP comes with FinOps, bundled with this, and it gives a lot of, visibility, and probably I'll be discussing it in subsequent slide. Another area where we do have the expertise is the SAP HANA migration and managing the SAP application database management, ABAP, and all that. So we do have a complete center of excellence for SAP, kind of workload as well. Quickly, if I talk about the managed services, so, the best part is, unlike others, We can provide our infrastructure along with managed services, or we can also provide unmanaged infra if customer would want to manage, manage it by themselves. We provide 24/7, 365 proactive management of hardware, hypervisor, OS layer. If customer would want us to manage the middleware and databases also, we do have expertise around that as well, which includes the SAP basis. We can provide the private and public cloud monitoring and management, and multi-cloud monitoring and management, which is a part of our orchestration layer. So this is around our managed services. So so this is not only the infrastructure, but we also provide the platforms like MS SQL as a DB as a service, or maybe other data platform services we do offer to our customers. We keep on investing and adding feature functionality in our offerings, and we also add product and services as well. And that is how we have recently launched our AI platform as well. Probably I'll be quickly covering it in subsequent slide, wherein currently not only GPU as a service, but we are also providing the platform as a service to our customer. I was talking about the FinOps. So the important feature of FinOps is if customer is having multiple business unit, or for that matter multiple entities for which they have created a single environment, they can easily by this tool they can easily show back and charge back the utilization of the infra related to that particular entity or the business unit. At the same time, it gives the real-time budgets and budget controls as well. And the AI-driven optimization means that it gives a lot of recommendation and suggestion to the customer for the optimization, so that they can optimize in terms of the technical architecture of the solution, or maybe the optimization around the expenses that they are doing for that particular business unit or for the entire environment. It gives the 15 to 30% cost saving. 100% cost visibility is there, and it also reduces the waste approximately up to 35%. So that's the advantage of our orchestration and the FinOps bundle with this. I have though discussed quickly the end-to-end services, but I would want to quickly cover on the circle which is on the left-hand side, which talks about advisory, deployment, and operation. So if I quickly discuss the advisory part, we do have certified capable solution architect and the enterprise architect. So generally our modus operandi is, or the approach is, wherein we sit with customers IT team and the application team. We understand the application landscape, we understand the infrastructure architecture, and then we create an end-to-end solution which is the right fit for the customer. Once customer gives us the go ahead on the solution part of it, we discuss the commercial part of side as well, and then we hand it over to the service delivery team, which actually implement this or deploy it for the customer. It can be on premises, it can be in our data center, it can be on any of the hyperscalers. So once that implementation is done, we do have the people in operation, approximately more than 900 people sitting in Chennai who are providing the managed services to our customer for the infrastructure and platforms. And the PCP of this Chennai location is in Hyderabad. So we have certified people sitting in Hyderabad also, as a DR for providing the managed services. AI I was talking about. So we do have GPU as a service available as of now. Since we are NVIDIA certified data centers, we work very closely with them. So the GPUs that we are offering as of now are NVIDIA GPUs, and customers can opt L40S, H100, H200, or probably we are going ahead with Black Belt kind of GPUs as well. On top of it, the platform that I was talking about, we are offering platform services as well. The beauty is that this platform is completely cloud agnostic. So for example, if customer would want to run this platform on any of the hyperscaler, it is possible. It can be used on premises deployment as well, and edge to core inferencing capabilities also there. Quickly on the cost side of it, it is 40% lower TCO if I compare it with hyperscaler. Auto scaling compute resources, is another thing that it comes along with this. And there are blueprints that we have started working on it, and these are customizable open source framework or the workflows that can fast track the AI use case development. So that's another thing that we have come up with similar, and we are moving into the agenting AI capabilities as well at the same time. So these are our offerings around AI. The blueprints that I was talking about, we do have a starter kit, and this starter kit is for different vertical or the segment, which actually this is actually helping our customers to develop the use cases and work around the AI infrastructure and AI platform services. BFSI starter kit, healthcare, manufacturing. Again, and we we also we are ensuring that it's a continuous exercise. So every week or within 2 weeks, we are keep on adding new blueprints in the starter kit, and we are providing these expertise to our customer for consuming the AI kind of platform and the workload. So this is around AI. Now I'll take a quick pause. Probably I'll summarize the entire discussion that we have done as of now. So we discussed the AI infrastructure, we discussed the GPUs, hybrid cloud options that we have, bare metal, disaster recovery solution, platform services, databases. We have discussed AI platform, we discussed the hybrid and multi-cloud, we discussed the managed services capability, we discussed about the ROI, the up to 30% cost saving, 40% enhance operational efficiency. And since we are in the industry since last 30 years, 15 plus years of cloud expertise, we have migrated more than 500 enterprise customers from on-premises to our cloud or on the hybrid cloud kind of a setup. So this is what our capabilities around infrastructure and AI platform services. So that's it from my side.
Thank you, Pushpendra. That was quite insightful, and let's try to get a bit better understanding from the audience as well. We have a quick poll, a small 2 questions that will lead to us, for our panel discussion today. It will set some context with these answers. I would request ISMG team if we can have the poll questions. Yeah. So first question is, what best describes the organization current cloud environment? I would request all the attendees, participants to please post your vote here. And the second question is, what type of workloads are you running on the cloud? With all our panel members here, what's your thoughts? What's best describe your organization current cloud environment? I would start with Richa. What do you think? I mean, you can talk about your organization if what your current cloud environment, what best describe entirely on private cloud, primarily public cloud, hybrid cloud, multi-cloud, or on premises?
I would say hybrid.
Hybrid. All right. And what
Yeah, sorry.
Sure, please go ahead.
Hybrid, multi-cloud, both.
All right. And what type of workloads are you running on the clouds?
I would say kind of all which are listed. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Abhijit, thanks for joining us. I would take quickly check with you also what best describe your organization current cloud environment.
It's hybrid cloud for sure. Multi-cloud, yes, but again, hybrid cloud because you have multiple clouds and then the on-prem data center are also connected, right?
Right.
And there are
Right.
workloads distributed all across now.
Yeah.
What
And what type of workloads
if
are you
you
running?
ask me, yeah, not the core banking for sure, but we do have critical applications. So I'm not sure how many of you are Kotak Bank customers, but if you are, Kotak 811, which is the digital
Yeah.
account, it runs completely on the cloud, 100% on cloud.
Fantastic.
So we've got workloads on the cloud, and it's not about whether this workload is the application is an internal application or a customer facing application, whether it contains what type of data. Yeah, we are aware that the sensitivity to the type of data that you kind of are using or storing. But nonetheless, I think we are pretty aggressive on our adoption of cloud.
Fantastic. Yeah, quickly, Uma and Jagannath, if you could give me.
Yeah, I think you have already answered. So it is a multi-cloud.
Yeah. All right. And Uma?
Yeah, it's primarily public cloud, and we have an alternate vendor for resilience. And the workloads are application development and cyber security part.
Fantastic. I'll request my team if we can get the answers for that poll. Yes, so hybrid cloud leads with 43%, which is interesting, and following it is multi-cloud, as much as we expected. And the type of workload, application development, testing and deployment, data analytics, AI ML model for process optimization as well. Pushpendra and Pramod, what do you think about these answers?
Yeah, absolutely. And I was trying to cover it in my presentation as well, wherein, I was talking about the hybrid cloud solution. So cloud repatriation, hybrid cloud is, something that customers are. So, today, customer understand, which workload, which is right fit for the private cloud kind of a setup or on-premises setup, or, which workload probably we need to put on the public cloud kind of environment. And at the same time, we'll find organization wherein, public cloud is the preferred, option for them because of the certain reasons. Probably we'll be covering it when we will having, more discussions around it.
Right. Pramod, any takes?
No, I think this is what we've seen across over the years as well. There is migration happening from on-prem or entirely private cloud to a hybrid multi-cloud, and every time if you take this poll 6 months down the line, you'll probably see it from 60% to maybe 70%.
Right.
What's a bit of a surprise on the second answer, I do see some not yet on cloud and people running security compliance and management workloads on cloud. So I think it'll be interesting to understand what's that about.
Let's deliberate, further on these answers. Let me just quickly introduce the panel here. Thank you all for joining us. We have Richa Saxena, Group Leader, Global Security Client Solutions at Concentrix, Dr. Jagannath Sahu, CISO at Gujarat Fluorochemicals, Uma Maheshwara Rao Mandalika, CISO at SwinkPay FinTech, and Abhijit Chakravarti, Executive Vice President, Network and Cybersecurity at Kotak Mahindra Bank. Joining them are Pushpendra Kumar, Regional Business Head, Cloud and IT Managed Services at Sify, Pramod Bhandiwad, Head AI and Software Development at Sify. Welcome to all of you. I would request all the attendees to post your questions at the Q&A box, and we will try to answer as much as possible. Well, I would request the ISMG team to close the poll answers. Thank you. All right, let me just open the discussion point with all our panelists. I think I'll just start with Abhijit. As enterprises shift to an AI first era, what does AI at scale mean for your industry, and why is the cloud the foundation of this transformation?
I think I'll answer the second question first. Why is the cloud the foundation for AI? See, if you ask me, it is not that an enterprise cannot build their own AI. Now, the question that needs to be answered is, do you want to really make that much of investment into building your own AI infrastructure, right? Can be done. It's not cannot be done, right? Now, the only reason that it is not being done is, one is that you don't have skill sets. There are constraints on budgets, right? But I think the significant cause is, do you really know what you want to do with the AI? So you're not really sure. You're not really sure about your use cases. You're still experimenting. Now, when you are experimenting, it is good to be on as a service model, right? You kind of experiment, you learn, you kind of finalize, and you say, okay, now I understand this, and here I can go ahead now. I'll not be very surprised to see if customers obviously would start as a service, learn, mature. Down the line, maybe they say that, okay, for a few cases, maybe instead of using the public LLM, I would want to go and build my own private SLM. Now, whether it is on-prem, whether it is on a private cloud, doesn't really matter, but it's owned by the customer, right? That way. I think this is the way it'll go. And why cloud? It's simply because of the architecture. Yeah, you cannot build such humongous capacity on infrastructure on-prem. Again, I'm saying it is not totally not doable. The question is whether you want to put in that much of investment. I'm sure, because every one of us would need to answer as to on the return of investment, right? And if you do not have that clear, I think that investment is questioned, right? So I think, and obviously the cloud architecture, with the microservices and with the advanced network. So Sify would definitely know this, but for the benefit of the audience, when you do a network connectivity into an AI infrastructure, you don't use the CSMS CD Ethernet protocols at all. They just don't work, right? There are different advanced protocols that you use. Now, would you want to use that at an enterprise level? The answer could be no right now, and that's where that cloud piece of it comes in. Thanks.
Fantastic, fantastic. Dr. Jagannath, I would want to take your views, and I'll next come to Sify team again to get their point of view as well from Abhijit's answer. Dr. Jagannath.
Yeah. Before giving an answer, I'll give certain statistics. Statistics of India only. Let us not go to out of India. India. So, government of India is investing 10,300 crore for AI infrastructure. Number two, 90% of Indian enterprise they tells cloud AI fuels the cloud.
Mhm.
And 67% are already migrating to cloud. Some statistics is there. So AI market is growing 25% CAGR also annually. Customer experience is top of all AI focus. Whatever you do AI, but customer focus would increase. Okay.
Yeah.
And India is ranked number one globally in AI skill presentation. India is having high skill. You must be listening the news. So all are there big shots. They're in US in big positions. All are from India. Okay. And rise of intelligence of AI models. There are a lot of AI models changing day by day. We were talking earlier. JNA was talking now agentic AI. So new thing is coming. With quantum computing, completely shape will get changed. Okay. And 30% of site innovation are key cloud benefits. So these are the couple of statistics. Now to answer your questions, so being in manufacturing company, so I want my predictive maintenance at a big scale. Okay, before any failure, I should know first it. So my downtime I can minimize it. So I need cloud, AI, all these combinations. Now, second thing is quality control. I'm talking all aspect of manufacturing company, quality control with computer visions. Okay, I want to see every quality control. I have labs, multiple labs. I need to see all quality control before any product go to the market. I have a lot of phases of quality control. So without AI, it is not possible. Already we have integrated with AWS. Okay. And supply chain optimization, energy efficiency in plant energy is a big things. So all energy efficiency also we have been using clouds, rapid innovation, prototyping. Suppose anything you are doing digital twins. So cloud and AI will help me to prepare all the digital twin. We have been doing a couple of digital twin also. Now scalable workforce augmentations. So all the reasons AI in big scale helping in manufacturing and helping in cloud adoption also. And global data unifications for that is because our product is getting sold out of India only, not in 90% is getting sold out of India. So to global data unification, all this reason AI is must. Last thing, I'll not forget security and compliance, because earlier he was talking AI for security, now security for AI also. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's all these reasons. AI and cloud both combination is more critical for manufacturing company like us.
Right, fantastic. Pushpin, Pramod, any takes on that answers? And then I'll come right next to Richa and Uma for their take as well.
Yeah, Prajit, and I agree with both the gentlemen. So, as Abhijit clearly stated that, if we are experimenting something, right? So we are just trying to understand what can be use case probably we can, start working on. Then cloud is the best option, right? A pay-as-you-go kind of a model wherein the investment, is lesser in comparison to creating your own, dedicated and putting a lot of money. So that's one part of it. So, I agree with him. And secondly, what Dr. Jagannath was saying, manufacturing, so infusing AI in the manufacturing system is another important point. And that's how that digital twin is playing an important role, right? Wherein you can test everything, like, simulating it somewhere in the system, understand it, and then you can implement it and can, work around it. So I agree with both the gentlemen over here. Yeah.
One thing I want to add here, I saw in your slide something called BFSI sector. So bank in the box, manufacturing in the box, certain type of solutions people maybe expect from the CFI persons who can bring AI and cloud together.
Absolutely. And Jagannath sir, just to let you know, I'm working with your team on some similar solution.
Yeah.
Right? So yes, I agree with you.
Interesting. Richa, can I come to you, and what's your take here? I just want to get an overview.
Yeah, sure. And taking the discussion forward for what Abhijit said, that scalability, why would we develop our own? Because in terms of ITES sector and a firm which is outsourcing services and transformation services are being offered to clients across the globe, multiple geographies, multiple industry verticals. We have a built-in model because not only you have to scale as per the client expectations, you also have to maintain the compliance with the regulatory and industry standards, which will be difficult to build in with the pace that they ask for, because it could be like 100,000 or maybe 1,000 people business coming in, right, in a certain geography. So we would want to have something which can be scaled at that pace as well, which these services provide automatically. So that's what my take is.
Fantastic. We have a couple of questions on the Q&A box as well, but before that, I want to give Uma also to put his thoughts here. Yeah. Oh, you're muted if you're speaking here.
Sorry, to give a bit of context, so ours is a fintech startup and it is bootstrapped. So for us, cost and optimization is prime. Okay. And so what we have done is progressively we started with a self-managed environment in a data center, progressed into managed data center, and eventually logged on to AWS with to public cloud. And our AI use cases are more towards optimizing our repetitive operations. Okay? And we are still in the early pilot stage. We have not put any workloads on AI yet. We are taking a cautious step.
Thanks, Uma. We are actually getting a lot of questions about challenges they are facing. I'll come to those questions, but I think the second question might have those answers. Dr. Jagannath, I want to start with you. What kind of challenges have you faced in preparing infrastructure to support large scale AI workloads such as LLMs and SLMs and Gen AI in your business context?
The biggest challenge in AI adoption will come compute challenge. Okay, the number of GPU, TPUs you requires. That is the biggest challenge. Second thing is infrastructure readiness, because all the plants are very remote place where connectivity is a big challenge. So is there infrastructure is ready for that? Do you have latency? Do you have bandwidth constraints? Do you have security any compliance risk? Although there is no, just like try RBI, nothing is there in here, but still security and compliance risk is there because in absence of any small thing, then some fatality can happen. And it is happening in a couple of places also. Model lifecycle management, it is one more challenge also. Cost optimization, everybody has covered already. Cost optimization, because whenever you ask for any budget, they will ask for ROI first. What is the return and investment getting? And the last I want to cover is called talent and skill gap here. But there are a lot of talent and skill gap is there. I think Sify company can help us building the solution together. So that we are expecting from Sify. That's all.
Yeah, I have a follow-up question for Sify, but before that, I should hear from what's happening in other industry as well. I'll come to, I think Richa, I'll come back to you again. What kind of challenges you see in, your sector?
Yeah, so from our perspective, I'll give you an example. Like we have changed a lot of security monitoring tools. So the traditional infra which was there had to be also replaced with the infra which can then support uh, in terms of processing and scalability of data storage, speed, etc. Also training and upskilling our workforce to utilize the AI-driven tools in the best possible manner. And then retaining that staff to do something more constructive than what they were doing. Maybe they were doing some mundane works and now they're free. So what then we can upskill them to utilize them with something more valuable.
Fantastic. Uma, can I get your take as well?
Yes. So for us, we are still in the pilot phase, but some of the things which we considered are the CPU cost, the type of LMs to be used, and then have a list of inventory of all tasks and try to select which of them are actually candidates for AI, and go in a phase manner. Then if you look at AI from a GRC perspective, a very important point. So now explainability, traceability, uptime, all of them are important. So we said we will adopt ISO 42001, not certified, but adopted for risk identification. And as CISO team, our team compiled a list of tasks and categorized them by risk. So the least risk one are the ones which are internal and which can be corrected within our environment. So, and next goes to the customer facing. And finally, we go to the phase where there is human creativity and intelligence involved, like production and UI phases. And all along the way, what we have told our teams is that AI is going to help you, not replace you. Okay? And to drive home this point, what we did was we encourage everybody to adopt AI in whatever small way they can. So like a napkin.ai for flow charting, Rev for poster making, and using Copilot for drafting mail. So in this process, we were able to get buy-in from our teams, and they're actively participating. Okay, so those were the aspects of
Yeah, we'll come back to you again. Abhijit, so you mentioned that you have large scale workload already there. What kind of challenges have you seen?
So I think there are multiple, Prajeet. I think see what first needs to be understood and really understood and digested also. I use this word very consciously is lift and shift methodology to the cloud just does not work. Yeah. So you've got to look at the application modernization. You have to look at the architecture. You've got to look at the cloud components. You have to look at how is the data flow happening. There was one gentleman who asked, why are migrations to clouds failing? And my own experience and observation so far, 2 reasons. The lift and shift hasn't worked. What you do on a on-prem data center, you just kind of lift there and put it on the cloud and expect it to work for you as is, but it will not. Second is, do you really understand your data flows? Do you know where is data? Where is the source of the data and from where to where is the data flowing? Okay.
Right.
I am aware of organizations whose egress costs were higher than their cloud subscription costs. Tell me a reason why would your CFO want you to run the cloud? You will not get that, right? So 2 very important considerations. You've got to be careful when you kind of move workload to clouds. You've got to look at, these are 2 criteria. Third, importantly, is security and compliance. Let me give you a very, very straightforward example. Now, when you go to the cloud, we talk about containers, we talk about Kubernetes and containers right now. Say, for example, on a server, now whether it is a bare metal or whether it is a virtualized environment, you install an agent for one of your security requirements to meet one of your security compliances. How would you install an agent on a container? Technically not possible. Now, if you cannot, how do you still comply? Have you thought about it? If not, you go back. Someday you'll come back and somewhere there will be a notice saying that you are non-compliant. So even you may be running technology, but if you're non-compliant, you've got to pull it back, right? Where's the way of so you'll not be able to sustain, right? So compliance, then how do you integrate? You have an existing workload, right? You have existing work systems in your data centers and you've put something to the cloud. How do you integrate them? Do they need to talk to each other? If they need to talk to each other, how are they talking to each other? What are those technologies that you are using? Now, if again there is a challenge there, you'll have an issue there, right? Last but not the least, when you are on the cloud, I think you have to have the basic requirements of visibility and observability is very, very important, because when you do an asset management, we are generally psyched to look at asset management as, oh, I've got 200 boxes in my inventory. Cloud where there is no boxes.
Yeah.
You've got services and you've got components. Now, do you have visibility to all that? So I think these are a few things that one needs to be aware of before you kind of start your cloud journey, or the challenges that you will foresee when you go to the cloud.
Yeah, fantastic. Pramod, I want to come to you. How do you so many challenges here industry leaders mentioned, how is Sify helping enterprises across, build elastic AI-ready infrastructure, especially when it comes to GPU power, data management, and workload orchestration? Pramod, can I
Yeah.
hear from Please.
Yeah, so we saw in Pushpi's presentation, right? Sify has presence right from an edge data center. Even before that, let's say there's a manufacturing plant, there's a retail store. How do you connect that store to an edge data center or to a data center? And within those metro DCs or edge data centers, what capabilities do we have to host AI workloads, right? So inferencing workloads need different architectural considerations. Training workloads need different architectural considerations. How do we ensure there is sustainability? How do you ensure, once the workload comes and hits your data centers, we need sub-millisecond latency, connectivity to hyperscalers, connectivity to other SaaS providers, right? So that's something that Sify provides. So this is on the infrastructure bit, right? And then when you move up from infrastructure to a platform play, we heard multi-cloud, hybrid cloud kind of a deployments in AI world. It will be something in a retail store or a manufacturing plant, some workload running on edge, some workload on DC, some on cloud. How do you get, and Abhijit mentioned about unified visibility, governance, control. So there are platform elements that Sify brings in with AI-enabled FinOps, governance, our AI apps platform, which allows you, this visibility and control over workload that is running across, the spectrum. And then then we have our cloud platform, which is Cloud Infinity AI that Pushpi talked about. So that again, cloud, it's custom built, built to suit kind of a cloud, which gels well with AI workloads. And then, of course, we have our cloud agnostic, vendor agnostic, infinite AI platform that lets you build, train, deploy your models. There's a onto your previous question on AI at scale, right? There's something when I am doing experimentation, there's only one model, there's a limited set of data, then I deploy, all good. But when it comes to actual deployment, where it has to go to, let's say, 300, 400 location stores, right? How do you manage end-to-end lifecycle management? How do you measure data drift? How do you measure model drift? How do you continuously retrain and keep redeploying? All of those requires a platform play. There is a robust infrastructure with security and cost governance, and this is what Sify provides, as a whole.
Fantastic. I think our audience, who voted for this, they are not yet on cloud and AI. I think they would be really keen on, I think, will be keen on exploring more opportunities with Sify, I guess. Well, we have some audience questions. We have one question from Mr. Nagesh. He's asked, I think this is for Sify. In remote areas, when internet bandwidth issue is prevailing, how to implement cloud and then go for AI? If you want to take on this. In remote areas, when internet bandwidth issue is prevailing, how to implement cloud and then go for AI?
Okay, so yeah, I agree. The internet related issues are there in some of the remote areas, and that's where Sify plays a very important role. And we are increasing our network connectivity in the remote locations as well. So just to ensure that customers are getting a proper bandwidth or internet connectivity there. And on top of it, there'll be the edge data centers that I was talking about, which is going to be near to the user. The data center location will be near to the user. But in any case, if the proper internet connectivity is not there, then accessing it, the data center or the cloud offerings will always be a problem. So we'll have to solve that problem at the customer end. At the remote location, there has to be a connectivity so that users can reach out to the cloud, infrastructure or the data centers. That is more important.
Fantastic. Before we move on to
Abhijit wants to say something. Sorry, Abhijit.
Yeah, Abhijit, please.
Yeah, I think I answered that question to, I do not know whether it kind of completely answered that. See, but what happens is when you are at remote sites, obviously, internet is required right now. A good stable connectivity is required right now.
Yeah.
Options available today are 5G. You can consider 5G depending upon how many, what's the type of your site, what type of applications you would want to access. So 5G is a possibility. The low Earth orbit satellites are also a possibility, So, the traditional satellite with those high latencies are past. You can look at the LEO satellite as an option. And see, net at the end of the day, if I am able to use a mobile phone with a 4G connectivity, I think I should be able to make use of AI, because neither am I hosting the AI, neither am I operating the AI. I'm just consuming features or services from that AI, right? So I think a stable connectivity definitely is required, but yes.
Thanks, Abhijit.
Thank you, Abhijit. All right, can we get our poll questions up? ISMG team, I request you all, and I request all the attendees, please do vote. Yeah, here is the poll question. There are 3 questions. If you scroll down, you will see all the third question. First is, where are you currently hosting your AI ML workloads? On-premise infrastructure, hyperscaler, OCI, or AWS, Azure, GCP, local cloud service providing, offering GPU as a service, not running AI ML workloads yet. What matters to you when choosing a cloud partner? Proven experience in compliance, governance, and industry-specific standards, AI-ready infrastructure, GPS service, ML platforms, advanced compute, interoperability, and flexibility across multiple cloud environments, strong security across network infrastructure and applications, edge presence with low latency connectivity for real-time operators. Third question is, are you planning to migrate or expand AI general workloads to hybrid multi-cloud in the next 12 months? Please do vote. This will shape up the next question. We already are getting a lot of questions on our chatbot as well. And thanks, Abhijit, for quite actively responding to those. I will try and get to all the other panel members as well, as many questions possible. We have a couple of more questions to go through in our panel discussions. But I would request you all to please kindly vote quickly, and we can have the results. Can I check with the ISMG team? Do you want to give like a few more seconds, Sukrita?
Yeah, the answers are still coming in. So maybe
Right.
10 to 15 more seconds.
Yes, please. Any take on these questions? Richa, what do you expect?
I think it would be maybe hyperscaler
All right.
for the first question, and now the questions are gone.
All right, I'm so sorry about it.
No problem.
Well, let's get the answers, team, and then we can discuss more. All right, there you go. Hyperscaler, yes, 44%. And following it is on-premise infrastructure. Yes, not running AI ML workloads again, 25%. Yeah, with a larger audience here. What matters most to you when choosing a cloud partner? So 35% is proven experience in compliance, governance, and industry-specific standards. Wow, fantastic. And are you planning to migrate? Yes, 29% are exploring. Any takes on this answers, Pramod and Pushpend? Pramod, do you want to take it? Any thoughts on these answers before I move on to the next question?
Interesting. I think there's a lot of opportunity from the first answer saying, not many running AI ML. I think I'm pretty sure there's a lot of pressure from management, from their customers to onboard AI use cases. I'm pretty sure they'll turn around and look for partners. Local GPU service providers offering GPU as a service. I think that means that we're not doing a good job of articulating value on why, partners like us offer better TCO, better control on the workloads, infrastructure, better visibility. I think that's something that's a takeaway.
Yeah, fantastic. Any takes from Dr. Jagannath? What do you think?
I was expecting all the answer in the second question. I could have chosen all the above.
Pushpend, do you have anything in mind?
Yeah. So, as Richa and Abhijit mentioned earlier also, why hyperscalers, the first thing is that, the first mover advantage. They come up with the GPU solution or even the cloud options, solutions, so they get the first mover advantage. Second is, they also come up with pay-as-you-go kind of a thing wherein, when Dr. Jagannath was saying that if you want to test something, go on a pay-as-you-go kind of environment. So these are the reasons hyperscalers. But at the same time, when I saw the answers of the second question as well, there are opportunity wherein the customers are saying, yes, we would want to migrate it from, hyperscaler to any hybrid kind of a solution. So yes, that's an opportunity for us.
Fantastic. Abhijit, I want to come to you with moving on a question on when deciding between single cloud, multi-cloud, or hybrid approaches, what factors or compliance, agility, or resilience are most influential in your industries? Uma, I'll come right up to you after Abhijit gives his answer.
See, I think in the last 3 odd organizations that I've worked with, the fundamental that the basic look at design or basic look at the framework that I take is pretty simple. And I'll spell it out for everyone if they can, if it's beneficial for them. Number one, if it is Microsoft native and SaaS, go to Azure. I very firmly believe, and this belief is with experience over the years, is that if you have engineered workloads, non-Microsoft engineered workloads, you have a lot of open source systems, etc., and all that. AWS works best. If you have applications and workloads that need a lot of reach, means it needs a lot of coverage. Okay. Say, for example, if I'm doing a credit card campaign, this will be spread across the country, right? I need a lot of coverage, right? So coverage plus deep insights, if that is the requirement, then I would look at Google. That's what they are known for, right? So yeah, I mean, typically it's the type of applications, what do you expect out of that application, what sort of coverage do you want, etc., and all, that kind of defines as to where I will go with what workload. Yes.
Right.
See,
Right.
resiliency, availability, etc., and all are given. I mean, I'm not going to just tell that, okay, since I'm going to Amazon and these are engineered workloads, I'll take a compromise on SLA. No, sorry, SLA remains the same. I mean, that doesn't matter what workload I go with where.
Yeah. Uma, your take here, please.
Yep. So our consideration was cost, performance, and resilience. And to balance these things, what we did was we went with the existing service provider, which is AWS, and we are piloting on them. And for resilience, what we have done is we have have an interconnect with another small-term service provider who's new to India, where hence the cost is very less. And and another important consideration being a fintech company is regulations and security. So our primary site is PCI certified, okay, and it is DL certified. So the other one, since it is a resilience one, okay, as of now we are not considering it for scope for this certification. So that's how we have managed cost, performance, and resilience.
All right. All right. Quickly, I want to check with Sify team as well here. What multi-cloud or hybrid architecture patterns are you, observing work best for across industries like BFSI, IT, ITS, and manufacturing to basically scale, balance the scalability, governance, and cost?
See, Abhijit has given us the correct example. So the engineered solution that he was giving an option of, if customers would want to, do a coverage analytics, right? That is, that's where the Google fits in, right? If it's a platform like Oracle database, or MySQL database, OCI probably is the best solution. And, AWS is already described. And similarly, if it is a Microsoft heavy, workload, then Azure is probably the right solution. And the hybrid cloud is, there are different, this is my observation, and probably leaders are here, they can correct me if I'm wrong. So hybrid cloud, definition of hybrid cloud is different for different segments. For example, BFSI, Abhijit sir, BFSI hybrid cloud is more of a, private cloud and public cloud, the combination of private and public, wherein the core banking solutions on
private, public, and on-prem, all of that,
right? And then the applications which are customer facing application, or analytics which you need to run, AI automation is something yeah. Secondly, if I talk about the IT ITS, that's where the hybrid cloud means multi clouds, the engineered solution in different cloud, and then taking the complete control, and that's what the definition of hybrid cloud for them. And for manufacturing, Jagannath sir, you will agree that edge and the data center location. So real-time data has to be near to the edge, and the AI modeling and all these things has to be on the data centers. So this is the definition of hybrid solutions for different segments, and that's where we come up with the solution wherein we can provide end-to-end solutions, which can be dedicated private setup or virtualized environment, public cloud offerings under the one orchestration, and customer can consume it for their convenience or their requirements.
Right. I was actually, yes.
One small point. Recently, some incident happened. One of the petrochemicals company, After that, everybody need to rethink again. Okay, I'm not telling I'm again with you only, but we should rethink again in terms of contract, in terms of everything, because that incident happened. It is a very surprising incident. Okay, there is no payment issue, nothing issue, but account got locked. We should
Absolutely.
have plan B. We should have plan B. Okay, we should see now people are coming with Make in India, Atmanirbhar Cloud, all these things coming. We should have plan B as that also.
And
So,
thank you so much.
Jagannath, yeah. Sorry, Pushpan, please go
I'm
ahead.
saying thank you so much, and that's an opportunity, because the options that we have, probably we can easily provide you the plan B, right? It can be on premises or in my DC or in public cloud, or and we can quickly migrate, because the cloud adjacency or the data center adjacency, if the hyperscalers are hosted off my data center, we do have environment which is readily available for us. We can create a hybrid solution. If anything goes wrong with one kind of environment, you have plan B as well. So just wanted to add that point.
Right. Richa, I want to come back to you almost on the same topic. How are you leveraging edge to cloud integration for basically real-time decision making, especially in IT operations?
So I would talk about the security monitoring again. So we are utilizing now an AI-driven a lot of security tools which are now AI driven for our endpoints, for our network, for our email security, and also for the monitoring point of view. That's also we have shifted from the traditional SIEM to data lake, intelligent data lake. So that's where it comes. It just reduces the mean time to detect an incident and also to remediate. So the tools help us in creating or the dashboard for from multiple security solutions that we have to give us a one uh, collaborated incident, and then it just helps the team to take decisions in a better manner.
Fantastic. We have an audience question, which is, quite interesting. Mr. Sarabjit Rath is asking, how does the industry is handling the FinOps for AI workloads to bring cost ownership for the application or product team? Anyone wants to answer this? How does the industry is handling the FinOps for AI workloads to bring cost ownership for the application and product team?
See, the role of FinOps in AI space, it's a bit different. If I compare it with cloud, and again, I would request leaders like Richa and Abhijit and Dr. Jagannath and Uma, if they can come up and support me on that. See, what happens is when we talk about the cloud, right? FinOps gives you the visibility, it gives you the suggestion, recommendation, so that you can optimize it. When it comes to AI, then there are different stages, right? If you would want to train the model, or you want to do inferencing, or so at that point in time, we need to do the right sizing. So once you deploy that in infrastructure, then what FinOps does is it can tell you what is the consumption of the GPU. Is it underutilized, right? And that's where it can add value. So this is the difference. I would want to quickly cover if it comes it comes to cloud or on AI, the role of the FinOps, and probably I'll request leaders all to chip in and support me on this question.
Sure. Abhijit, I want to actually come to you. AI projects often face the dual challenge of managing cost and ensuring compliance. What FinOps or governance practices have helped your organization optimize AI spend time while meeting regulatory or sustainability goals?
See, I think you've got to be careful in understanding again how the cloud really works, right? So, see, when you are on-prem and you're kind of doing a virtualization, you run your own virtualization platform, right? And you move data here and there, it doesn't matter. So, see, there is this discussions that I've been part about, and of maybe understanding and maturity, where people feel that, oh, it's my tenant, I'm moving data from one VM to the other VM. Why, would there be an egress? There should not be an egress, but there is an egress.
Right.
Move a VM from one to another, you have. So we need to understand that. See, FinOps can help you understand how your infrastructure is kind of scaling and toning down, and basis that how are your costs fluctuating, right? Now, FinOps is going to give you data points. What do you do with your data points depends upon you. Now, there could be actions that are required to re-architect your deployment, to kind of look at what the FinOps is giving at and try and understand why is this happening, right?
Right.
Secondly,
Right.
you could also look at how do you build up control mechanisms. So do you give time bound? So if someone is turning up a VM for a UAT environment, do you kind of leave it open? Can you put a restriction that max 72 hours? After that, it will again ask for a
Absolutely.
reapproval. So you've got to look at those controls. FinOps will just give you the data. It'll only tell you what is going up and what is going down. It will not tell you why.
Yeah.
That why
And
has to be found out.
just to add, Abhijit, remember you were answering the question why people moved on cloud and came back. That was another reason. So yeah, we have seen that in some of the environments, whatever VMs that they have created for development or the UAT environment, they keeps on running. And then cost goes absolutely out of control, and that's how people decide to come back to
There's
the
a VM
vendor.
that you have spun up. It is not running any production workload. It is not adding any revenue to your kitty,
Correct.
but it is consuming services in terms of compliances, patching, backups. Now you're paying for it.
Right.
FinOps will tell you that this is what's happening to the VM, but you've got to go and figure out why is it happening to that VM.
Right.
I mean, that's a very critical point.
That's critical.
Yeah, we are running a bit behind on time. Before that, Pramod, I want to come to you and ask, how Sify can enterprise, integrate FinOps, strong governance, and carbon-aware computing to ensure AI delivers business value responsibly across the sector. We are talking about IT, ITS, manufacturing, and BFSI.
Yeah, I think some of it were answered by Abhijit, right? So basically, with FinOps, what are we seeking? We are seeking 100% cost visibility, right? What is happening? Who is using what? And then can you do a granular chargeback, right? And now FinOps is like every other product. FinOps is also becoming intelligent with infusion of AI. So it can go one step ahead, like what we do at Sify, where it does predictive forecasting to cut waste by almost 30% is something that we have seen, right? So that's full visibility, granularity. We talked about race scheduling, right sizing, right? And with AI-based recommendation with forecasting, I think we will be able to further optimize on that. And of course, remediation has to be built in for this to happen. Auto remediation has to be built in, and that's why AI agents and all will come into picture, right? So that ties up the whole agentic AI with FinOps integration into the workflow. Strong governance, right? So basically, security controls have to be put in place. Sovereignty has to be respected. Laws of the land have to be respected, and for that we need controls. We need compliance dashboards, encryption across. So those are something that every industry will look for, and then as a service provider, we do have offerings across. Carbon aware, every we being a big data center provider, we have very stringent sustainability goals, all of that, right? So that is where we are doing a lot of work on how do we optimize workloads for energy efficiency. Now that means measuring low level details like PUE and all of those stuff, and then incorporating that into workload placement logic, right? So that gives you, let's assume that there are two within a data center floor. If there is a farm of servers running on sustainable energy, right, green energy, can we then schedule some workloads, or can we give data points to make sure that some workloads are scheduled there, which result in lesser power. So again, multiple touch points here, but that's where we are at. I'm pretty sure across industry we would hear similar points.
Got it. I would request all of you to, last two questions. Can we get quick answers on this very important topic of agentic AI? It is being, described as the next leap in automation and orchestration. How do you see it driving continuous innovation in your industry? I would start with Abhijit. You're in my left, so.
No, we are not yet onto agentic AI. I think as an organization, we very firmly believe that workflow automation, digitization, API integration, and when I say automation, using and leveraging CI/CD pipelines, as of now, are good enough for us. We have not yet ventured into agentic AI as of now.
All right, Richa, can I get your take quickly?
Yes, some of our vendor partners that we are using for our SOC, they are moving to agentic AI, and probably what it will do is right now what playbooks that we are creating to monitor incidents, those probably will be automated based on our case studies and user behaviors and whatever incident alerts that we have that they study. So that I think is something that I can see happening in the
Right.
future, not right now.
Right, Dr. Jagannath.
Yeah, as I mentioned, we are also very early stage. As of now, we are thinking for autonomous decision making, cross-domain orchestration, self-improving systems. So we are at a very early stage. Every discussion we are doing this now. It is board discussion, something or other we need to do.
Yeah.
So somewhere human AI collaboration, cobotics, because a lot of things robot is doing. So how the new terms has come, cobotics, how human and robot can work together. So many cases we are experimenting, but still we are in early stage.
That's good to hear. Umamesh, your point, agentic AI being a startup, yes.
Yeah, we are also in the early stages. We're in the pilot phase. So what we hope to realize is cost and or time and effort optimization. Now, the way we are trying to move towards in terms of innovation is try to get a more real-time data to our merchants. So we service merchants. For them, it's like every transaction, has it happened or what has happened? So it greatly impacts their workflow. So we should be in a position probably be able to give them this thing. So in case in a merchant, if in a particular store, if the sales are going down, we want to be in a position to send an alert to the store manager so that he can go out and see what exactly is happening. So this is the way we are moving towards.
Right. Pushpendra, I want to come to you. In fact, Pramod as well, I want to hear from you as well. Looking ahead, how is Sify evolving its AI cloud stack to help enterprises across industries to remain future ready for the next wave of AI innovation?
So I would request Pramod to answer that, being an expert. He's building.
Absolutely.
He's a gentleman who has created all these things AI. So I would request Pramod.
No, I think there was one question from Mr. Abbas, which was very pertinent to this on how are we future-proofing AI, right?
Yeah.
So I think that is I did answer some of those on the architectural considerations on maintaining standardization, using standard protocols, standard way of deploying. So that's where we are moving towards. But in terms of what are we doing next? We're working on two things. Our platform, Infinite AI platform, like I said, allows one to build, deploy, test models, and then there's other is on the verticalized blueprints and agentic AI platforms. Verticalized blueprints are something, let's say, for a fintech, a BFSI, for a MRD or a ITITS customer. There are certain standard use cases, right? 80% of the use cases will be standard on predictive maintenance and so on and so forth. So those are something that we are, packaging it in a way where it is ready to consume. Just bring your data, customize it in a bit and then deploy. You should be ready to go. And that is where we aim to be at, right? Where we want to solve those common use cases and help customer. All of those naysayers who said we are not yet there on AI and we want to go. So I think this is something that will help them. The other is on the agentic AI platform. So we are aggressively working on agentic AI. I think we are dogfooding it where we are moving or we intend to move all our managed services, the L3, L1, L2, L3 support for cloud ops, network ops, and security ops via agents. Definitely not a replacement for humans, but it will act as a an aid to a human where it gives you a lot of information beforehand to take actions. I think that's something, and that will be available as a service on the platform.
Right. Thank you, all the panelists members. Really rich discussion, and I had to skip through a couple of questions as well because we're behind the time, but I do have a poll question right now. Can I request ISMG team to quickly pull it up? What's your biggest challenge in scaling cloud adoption? Integration with existing legacy systems, ensuring data security compliance, rising cloud and infrastructure costs, real-time data processing at edge, and latency needs, unclear cloud strategy or roadmap. What do you think, Abhijit, on this?
So I think point number 1, number 2, 3, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard?
I would say integration could be the biggest challenge.
Right. Dr. Jagannath?
See, I handle two hats. Okay, one is OT and IT. If you talk about OT, then number 1 is the right choice.
Exactly.
Bigger system. If I talk about IT, then point number 2 is right.
Mr. Uma?
Yeah, I think it is unclear cloud strategy or roadmap.
Right. What do you think, Pramod and Pushpendra? What's your take?
Yeah, all of the above, right? If it is a poll, I would definitely see 20-20-20 split.
Let's see. Can we get the answers, Sukrita? Wow. 38% ensuring data security and compliance and integration with existing legacy systems. That talks a lot. I mean, like rising cloud information, cloud and infrastructure cost as well. Fantastic. Yeah, you can close the answer. Thank you so much for that. All right. I think before we close, we also have a quick round of feedback poll, which will help us to prepare better for our next event. I would request you all to please your feedback poll will be on your screen now. Is it on, team? Yes. Thank you. Quickly, let's just give 10 seconds and we'll have to close this. I really apologize to our panel members. We have extended beyond the time, but thank you so much for being here and being patient and for this being involved in this rich discussion.
Ranjit, true appreciation, I'll tell you, as a moderator, you handled very well.
Yeah. Thank you.
You handle. And second appreciation about Sify, I was struggling a lot of things. Earlier he was in ECC, SAP was ECC. I was struggling a lot. Then I took a help from Sify for auto email. Suppose any approval is there, auto email supposed to come. I took help from Sify and we sorted out to do within 1 or 2 days. And we were struggling for a lot of days.
Fantastic. That's good to hear. Thank you, Jagannath. Thank you. Very kind for that. And definitely, the good conversation really happens when everyone is equally involved and we get answers so that we have much better question prepared for you as well. So thank you for that. Sukrita, I would request you if you have the answers, if you have the feedback already, can we close it?
Can we give it another 10 seconds? I see people still answering.
Sure. All right, thank you so much. So on behalf of ISMG and Sify, I would like to thank our speakers and all of you for joining today's discussion. As we have heard, scaling AI is no longer just a technology challenge, it's governance, cost, and innovation challenge. Cloud is the foundation, but the real differentiator lies in how enterprises design strategies that are scalable, sustainable, and future-ready. Thank you again for your time and insights. I am Prajit Nair, and it has been a pleasure to moderate today's session. Have a great day ahead. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone signing off. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.